Welcome to Great North Gaming. It's great to have you here with us today. Today we're starting up the first franchise mode for NHL 26. Jim Rutherford, the president of hockey operations, has been fired from the Vancouver Canucks alongside of Patrick Alvey. And Francesco Aquilini has brought us in, Great North Gaming, to take over the Vancouver Canucks as the president of hockey operations and general manager. So, Francesco Aquilini has given us full control of this team. Looking back on the history of Vancouver since 2011 Stanley Cup final loss, there was some bright spots in the early 2010s, a consistent playoff team. But after that Stanley Cup loss, we had a first-round exit to the LA Kings, only winning one game. Then in 2013, we got swept by the San Jose Sharks. Luckily, in that year, we drafted Bo Horvat. But unfortunately for us, he is no longer with the organization due to issues with our management. In 2014, we missed the playoffs. We drafted Jake Virtanen, Jared McCann, Thatcher Demko, and Gustav Forsling. Looked like we were in a bright spot. Again, Gustav Forsling no longer on the team. Jared McCann no longer on the team. Jake Virtanen no longer on the team. We come back after 2014 to make the playoffs in 2015, losing in the first round. We win 2 games, but still we're able to not break past that first round exit since our Stanley Cup final loss. In that year, we're lucky enough to draft Brock Besser, 23rd overall. And then from 2016 to 2019, we missed the playoffs, and we have picked up a couple players. Ole Juolevi, he's no one. We drafted him early first round. Pettersson, we drafted him 5th overall in 2017. Luckily, he's still on the team. Quinn Hughes, we drafted in 2018, 7th overall. That's another question mark we need to talk about in a minute. And 2019, we draft Paul Colson, no longer on the team. Hollinger, he's on the team. 2020, we make it to the second round in the COVID year. And then 2021 to 2023, we miss the playoff again, picking up a couple other draft picks. Then in 2024, we make it to the second round, but we lose to the Oilers. And we had no first-round pick. And then last year, we missed the playoffs. Luckily, we drafted Brandon Coote. So, I think this team is very interesting. So let's get the settings out of the way here, and we will get into the team and talk about what direction we want to take this team. So Vancouver, divisions are the same. Career, owner mode, we're going to turn off. Fantasy draft off. Salary cap on. Assistant coach, edit lines, no. Fog of war off. Player morale off. Trades, yep, no, and perfect. Overview, rules and settings. So accessibility, nothing we need in there. Quick settings. So period length, we're going to go 20 minutes. Fantasy draft off. Injuries are going to be on. Autosave on. Franchise length, we're going to go 25. We'll keep it 25 years. I don't know exactly how long we're going to go. My goal is to build a dynasty here. I don't want just one Stanley Cup. I want to have like back-to-back or like 3 and 5 years kind of thing. So difficulty, we'll put that on Superstar. Salary cap on. Trade difficulty, we'll put that on hard. And we're using the custom tactics rosters. Auto scouting, we're just going to do pro scouting only. I'm going to take care of my own scouting. I don't want them going back out. I want to scout. We're going to be heavily scouting. I know some people think it's cheap, but I think good teams invest in scouting. Like, look at Tampa, how they're able to develop players and draft late rounds, and they draft very well, and they've developed a lot of good players. So scouting is everything. So I'll cut it out. I'll cut out all the micromanaging. But sim engine scoring, we'll leave that on medium. Draft class quality, we'll use that on high. Generated prospected, high. I like to have lots of prospects. I think it just adds more to the franchise mode. And that's all good at there. Gameplay sliders. So I want to injury occurrence. I like injuries, but 50 out of 100 is ridiculous. So we're going to go with 10 out of 100. That way injuries are happening, but it's not every 10 seconds, and it looks a little bit more realistic. And that should be everything. And that's everything. So let's get into this. Salary cap on. Let's go. Alrighty, so we have a couple questions to start with this team. Number one, are we a playoff team, or should we go for the full-on rebuild? Like, just quickly looking at the team, there's no 90 plus on our offensive core. We have some depth on this team, and some good chemistry. But doesn't look like a Stanley Cup winning team to me. Defensively, Quinn Hughes really brings this defensive core up. It's quite a good defensive core. Quinn Hughes is 25, high franchise, 95 overall, and so, can that drive us to the Stanley Cup final with, Thatcher Demko in the net? Possibly. Or are we going to make it to the playoffs and, get a first-round exit? Next question is Quinn Hughes. So he's got 2 years left at 7.8. If we're not doing well, is this guy going to want to resign? It's a similar situation to real life. This guy does sometimes go to free agency in this game, because he doesn't always want an extension with Vancouver. So if we're not a playoff team, like in real life, do we consider trading Quinn Hughes at his highest value? Or do we wait 1 year and, is this a guy that we want to build around? Obviously, he's someone that could be on your defensive core for the next 10, 15 years. He's 25, maybe not 15, but next 12, 13 years, he's your captain, the face of your franchise. Personally, you want to keep this guy around. But, are we good enough for him to win right now? Because he's going to want to win in his prime right now. He's on a discount contract, and then we have, Pettersson making 11.6. Besser, Hronek, they're making 7.2. DeBrusk, 5.5. Garland, 6. He's taking up such a little part of the cap, and yet we have not been able to win. So I think the plan for this year is to try to make the playoffs, and if we are not a playoff team at the trade deadline, do we consider trading players like Pettersson, like Besser? Do they have trade protection? No movement clause. Garland, someone we can trade. DeBrusk, no. So, like, there's a lot of trade protection on this team that I'm not too pleased about. Like, to me, like, at this rate, Pedersen and Besser, they're more second liners. Like, if this was your second line with, say, a Jake DeBrusk, that'd be a killer second line, but we still need to build, like, a first line. And, like, a third line, you got Chittle. That'd be a good Chittle, Drew O'Connor. Yeah, like that could be a solid third line of the future, like for, the next 5 years. But you need that first line. You got Hollinger. He's a good fourth liner. Luger. He'd be a great fourth line center. And then Lekkerimäki, maybe send him down. And, you could do Connor Garland, O'Connor. Like, if that was your team and then you had a first line with this defensive core and Thatcher Demko in net, like if you had, say, an 88 and 89 and like a 92 here, that's definitely a Stanley Cup winning team. But, when you're looking at this, Besser, DeBrusk, Chittle's your second line center with Garland. Luger, Hollinger, O'Connor. Like, I don't know if this is definitely not a Stanley Cup winning team, but you never know, like this with the sim. So let's do our roster moves and get this team set up for the regular season here. So goalies, Thatcher Demko and Lankinen. Oh my God, Lankinen. Holy. They love their no movement clauses here in Vancouver. In the system, Alex Meldiev. Okay, we have another goaltending prospect. Okay, he's playing for the London Knights, so we don't have to worry about him this year. So we got 3 goaltenders. Oh my God. Defense: Quinn Hughes, Hronik, Pedersen, Myers, Forbert, Pedersen in the system. We have Joseph, Tom Wallander. Okay, he's one of the creative players. He wasn't in the game, but high top 4, 74 overall. That's pretty good. JetBlue. Yeah, okay, so we have 1 defensive prospect. So if we lose Quinn Hughes, we have an aging defensive core. Okay, and then forwards, just send these players down for now. I think Lekkerimäki should play in the AHL and just tear it up for a year. I don't think he's ready to be a NHL player. He's 78. We can sign some AHL players and hopefully they can grow. What's this guy, power forward? Oh no, that defensively, Carlson. Two-way forward. Okay, there we go. You can come on up. Yeah, let's take a look at her. I think we should do like this. Like, we don't have a 2C. Honestly, All these lines look pretty decent. I don't see a need to change anything here. Yeah, okay. So our lines are edited. Oh, let's take a look at our AHL lines, make sure Lecker-Mackey's playing and Wallender's up on the first line. And just put Wallender here. Just want to get... Now we're going to want to go assign our scouts. So we can hire a couple scouts. Let's hire scouts. OHL. B minus. Perfect. Anyone better than A minus? A minus. A minus. A minus. Come on, give me an A. There we go. So get an OHL scout there. Let's get a QMJHL scout. Perfect. Oh, I didn't mean to back out there. Can hire one more scout, and we will go. Let's go dub. We'll go to the WHL. Oh, I didn't. WHL, A plus. There we go. Alrighty. So we got our scouts hired. We'll wait to get them signed till we go out and send out our scouts. So just advance a day. Adam Foote, what are you saying about our team? Hello, GM Great North. Together, we have a great opportunity to lead this team to greatness. Our journey starts now. Let's establish our goals and let's make the most of the season. Sounds good, buddy. So what's your thoughts on the roster? Looking at the roster, there are some kinks to work out, but this is a good enough to complete for a playoff spot. That's my goal. I agree. Preseason. Let's boost the defensive, offensive awareness. 5v5 focus. Sounds good. Let's get to work, buddy. We're not making any trades yet. All right. Let's... Perfect one. Perfect one for 2, 3. All right. So we can go assign the scout here. So I'll just show you what I'm going to do. So we're going to go through all of our scouts here, scout-specific players. Select this. We're going to go potential and comparison for all the top, like 130 or so players. And we're going to go confirm the assignment. So I will go ahead and do this, and I will come back. Alrighty, so we got all the scouts taken care of. So we'll do about 2 months of that. So we'll take it up till about, let's say December, and then we'll send them out again, and we'll do skill assessment. So now let's just take a look at the contracts here and just give us a sense. So Thatcher Demko, he's just signed an extension at 8.5. Is there trade protection? There's no trade protection on that, but like we're paying 2 goalies a lot of money. Lankinen, Vancouver and their goalies, man. But Medvedev, I think he should be good. Defense, yeah, we just have Wallender, right wingers, Lecker-Mackey, and Brandon Coots. So we got some prospects, but nothing where I'm like, okay, we're gonna be a top team, and then look at these horrible contracts. All right, it's all worth it if we can win a Stanley Cup. So, and lastly, I wanted to take a look at was our draft pick situation for this year. So we have $4.8 million in cap space, Vancouver. So we have our first and a second. We don't have a third or a seventh. Okay, at least we have our firsts. And lastly, we just gotta call up some players for injuries. So we're gonna take this month by month and see where we're at. And if we're not a playoff team, we can move off of some players and, put that tank in. You can come up, and Carlson, you can come up. Oh my God. Stop pressing that. All right, best AHL lines. Just edit them and make sure. I think Wallander, yeah, he's playing. That's probably good for him. Perfect. So we can get some simulations started here. So let's get through the preseason here and get up to our first home game against Calgary. So we went 7-0 in our preseason. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but let's get up to our first game against Calgary here, and let's hop into the first game here. So first period, Calgary, Coronado, and Kadri. Second period, Kadri and Lomberg. Oh my God, how are they scoring? How's Calgary scoring goals on us? Third period, 6-1 loss. Pedersen. Whew. That is a tough first game in front of your home fans. After you go 7-0 in the preseason, you lose your first home game. All right. So let's get up to the Minnesota game here. First a month, Oilers. That's a shootout loss. That's a loss to St. Louis. There we go. We got a win against Dallas. A win against Chicago. A win against Washington. Okay, we're turning around here. A win against Pittsburgh. A win against Nashville. Montreal. We lose against the Oilers again. Lose against... Ooh. All right, 7-4-1 in our first month. 15. We got 15 points. We're in the first wild card spot. So it's a little early to say anything. So let's get up to the second. Let's get through the second month here. That's a 5-0 win against Minnesota. Shootout loss. That's a regulation loss against Chicago. We're doing well against the Eastern opponents. Marcus Peterson, November 17th. That's not too long. Replace the player. Yeah, let's get Peterson back in there. Good job, Joseph. Holding the fort down. Okay. Best lines for the AHL, that's fine. Forbert for... No, I'm not making any trades yet. I gotta see what this team's doing. And surprisingly, 15-6-2. All right, so, we're second in our division, only 2 points behind the Oilers. Let's just keep the simulation going here. We can check the stats up at January 1st. Okay. I think right now it's safe to say we're a playoff team. That crap. And I think this is the story of Vancouver. That's your Demko. All right. Tovolov, come on up. Edit NHL lines. Lankinen, be the starter. All right, hopefully there's not too many back-to-back games. Head coach preferred lines, get back here. Lankinen. All right, I didn't see how long. All right, perfect. Thatcher Demp goes back. At least it was just a short injury. Didn't lose him to waivers. Go down at lines, NHL lines. Goalies. We'll just leave Demko in as the backup for right now. Get a couple days rest here. And let's get to the end of the month here. That's an OT loss. 5-0 win. No, we're doing well this year. 23-10-3. Lost to San Jose. Brock Besser, January 9th. That's a long-term injury. All right. So Connor Garland, move up. Move. Hollinger, move up. Perfect. And then Krasov. Power play. DeBrusk. Let me get Kiefer Sherwood in there maybe. Yeah, he's got an X factor. That's Sherwood. And I don't think Besser was killing penalties. Perfect. That's a big injury, though. I guess January 9th is just right here, so. All right, let's take a look at the stats. So Stat Central. Brock Besser, 33 points in 39 games. Quinn Hughes, 33 and 39. Pettersson, 29 and 39. Heron, think Pettersson, you're making 11.6. I expect that to be I need you to be over a point per game. Come on, man. Hronik, 28. DeBrusk. Okay. So we're overall pretty good. Demko, 919, 252. Can't complain. Lankinen. Well, for that money as a backup, you better be putting up these kind of numbers. Entire league. Cale Makar's leading the league in points. Draisaitl, McDavid, Kaprizov, and then defense. Makar, Shabbat, Fox, Hedman, Carlson, Hughes. Okay. And then team stats. We'll just look at our division for right now. We're in a wild card spot, 3.21 goals per game. We're first in the league, or 3.31, sorry. Goals against, 2.46. Second, power play. Fourth, penalty kill. Still not bad, 83%, 6-2-2. All right, so our division is definitely competitive this year. Oilers, Ducks, Kings, Knights, Sharks, everyone's trying to compete. Sharks are 500, Flames are just one below, Kraken, they're kind of below 500, but they could still go on a heater there, so I'm going to go send the scout back out. And I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I got the scouts sent out back again. So we got a lot of potential scouted. But I know this year's draft is very deep, so and then with the high draft quality and stuff like that, it should be super high. So let's get back to simulating here. Third divisional spot. So let's get another month of simulating done here. Forbert, no. Elias Pettersson, January 11th. That's not too long. Let's just replace a player. Brock Besser. So let's continue our simulation here. Going on a bit of a winning streak here. Elias Pettersson is back. Perfect. 2-0 loss to Toronto. 4-2. Ooh. All right, we bounce it back. Kiefer Sherwood. No, I'm not trading Kiefer Sherwood right now. Alrighty. 32, 14, and 4 here. Thatcher Demko's March 15th. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Whew, that's a big-time injury. Lankinen. And I don't think this is a team that I'm really willing to trade away too many ads. Like, I'm not trading away my prospects to improve this team right now. That has to be done through development and drafting and some free agency maybe, but like I can't add another big time contract on this team right now. I just gotta let these guys play, and hopefully Lankinen can hold the fort here. Philip Cheadle, February 9th. That's not too long. Yeah, we have a big break coming up here, so let's just get back up here. Actually, March 13th. It might be okay. Yeah, Lankinen's been... Okay, this team's been resilient, so I'm happy about that. But I don't know if we're a cup or bust team, right? Like, I think we need to see some sort of playoff success with this core for us to be willing to add to it. Like, I'm talking like a Western Conference final appearance with this team. Like, last time we were in the Western Conference final was before our Stanley Cup final. So let's get up here to the trade deadline. We got a couple more games here to go. Lankinen's been playing amazing. We luckily haven't had too many back-to-backs where we've had to play our backup. Ooh, we lost a couple games there. So we're third in our division still, 82 points. Oilers are running away with it. But, you know, I think we're definitely a playoff team, I think. But I don't know if we're going to add to this team. We don't have much money. Let's go into the trade deadline and see what's available. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's go into the trade deadline and we'll see what's available. If there's a move that makes sense for a second line center. Oh, I didn't mean to be a seller, but Might get some interesting trading. Vince Dunn, Matheson, Tuck, Rust, Marchment, Line, Boone Jenner. That's not much of an upgrade. No. Like, would Erasmus Anderson want to come here? No, he doesn't. I was going to say that could be a huge boost with Quinn Hughes. You know what? There's really Seattle Kraken trade Tolvanen, a third to the Winnipeg Jets for Lambert, and a fifth. Okay. There's honestly nothing available that I want. No real upgrades that I see, so we're just going to let this team go. And we're going to see what happens here. So let's get to the end of the season here. You know, we're just 10 wins away from a 50-win season. Philip Cheadle, April 5th. Just replace a player, that's fine. When, what's his face? Demko, yeah. Goalies. Demko, get back in there. Just put him in as the backup for right now. Get a couple days off his rest. Against Nashville, that's a win. You know, a 50-win season would be quite good for this team. You know, we're in a strong division this year. I don't want us to see us start losing games. Like I said, we're in a strong division. But, you know, 91 points. We should be in a playoff spot. Right? Come on. That's a lot. Oh, this is getting ugly. Jake DeBrusk, April 10th, just to replace a player. Oops. Chittle. Well, let's just go best lines. Oh, we made the playoffs. Thank God. Because I was going to say, if we miss the playoffs here, that's... Okay, we're just going to send someone down. I think it's the goal, yeah. Alright, sorry there, folks. My controller died on me, and my audio cut out there. So hopefully you can still hear this. Should be back up and running. But so we made the playoffs. We did not get the 50-win season, 48, 28, and 6. Good enough for third in our division. So let's take a look at our stats. So Quinn Hughes led our team in scoring. Besser, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, like this is what I'm saying about Pettersson, right? Not an $11.6 million player, 88 points, that's ridiculous. Or, sorry, 57 points, 88 overall. Yeah, nothing really to write home about. Defense, Quinn Hughes, that's a great season. Goalies, Demko, that's all right. Lankinen definitely held the fort. Let's go all entire league. McDavid won the Art Ross. McKinnon won the Rocket. Quinn Hughes definitely won the Norris. And goaltenders, probably Blackwood. That was Blackwood, Vasilevsky. Take your pick. Could be any of them, but looks pretty good. Oh, and take a look at rookie skaters. Entire league. Rookie skaters. Demidov. Yep, Demidov won the Norris. Where's Schaefer? He's not 7, and he'll be good though. High elite. All right, and entire league. Oilers, LA. 6th in the league. That's pretty good. 3.06 goals per game. We could have scored more. Goals against per game. That was good though. 2.79, less than 3 again. Power play, that got better. Penalty kill, that, 87%. That's quite, that got quite good. And yeah. So overall, a pretty good first season. And then let's see who we're going to be playing in the first round. And it's going to be the LA Kings. Alrighty. So some good playoff matchups here before. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you, and we'll be back for the playoff run in the next video. Peace.